So let me go to the RDP client and download that remote desktop file. And here I will show you how you can sign in to or authenticate to your host or your Windows server using the password. So it tells me please wait at least 4 minutes after launching an instance before trying to retrieve the auto-generated password. So I will close that and wait a little bit. Now what I will do is to browse for the key pair. This key pair I have already created. You can use your previous key pair or whatever key pair you used when you launched your instance. Choose it and open it. Then it will then click on decrypt password and it will generate auto password for you. Then you can now connect to it, then provide this password here. Click on OK and then connect to your Windows server. So let me go to the server manager. Click on add roles and features. It's telling me again server manager is collecting inventory data. I have to wait a little bit again. Now click on manage add roles services. Click on next, next, next. But before you set up this and install this, you have to make sure to edit some things. The first thing is your name of the host, because once you will install Active Directory, you will be not able to 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 change your host name. And another thing, you have to make a static IP address, and then you have to specify the DNS in your IP configuration or in your internet configuration. So to do that, I'm going to right click, then open network, then go to the Ethernet, change adapter options, and then right click and go to properties, then in Internet Protocol version 1, and then use the following DNS server. In this DNS server, we have to specify our IP config, the IP address of our server. IP address is this one I will paste it here, right? That is 172, 31, 44, and 156. So let me come here and type it. 172, 31, 47, and then 156. And here you have, because when you are in a cloud provider, is not like in your corporate data center. In your corporate data center, you have to configure the DNS, your DNS, your DHCP, your default gateway, etc. So here you can provide the IP address, right, range, and this IP address, every time you will try to send packets, it will go to the gateway in your data center and go to the internet, and it will use, and this you can either configure your router. In your router you can configure the DNS and the ACP, or you can configure on your router only the gateway and create a DHCP and the DNS separately, or in separate servers. So, and here in the preferred DNS server you have to specify the DNS the DNS server IP address. Click on OK, and then OK, then come back now, and then in local server we have to manage that, add roles and features, next, 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 and then choose Active Directory domain services, add features, click on next, 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 and then install. So in the meantime, let me come here and look for Office. This documentation and this lab that is provided by AWS. This is what I tried to implement here, is how to create Azure Active Directory service and Azure Connect, etc. But the problem here is this need a domain, and they don't have a domain. That's why I highly recommend you to go to this file, or into this documentation. I will leave the link in the description, and then you will find all the steps here. But for now I just will explain you how this will work in the theory, and in practice you can go and look for that by yourself and try to implement it, right? So the installation is succeed. I can close here and then prompt this server to domain controller. Here we have three options. Select the deployment operation. Add a domain controller to an existing domain, or add a new domain to an existing forest, or add a new forest. So what means each one? Here, let me open Figma and try to explain you that.